Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Gregory Crazed Art. I am Gregory Crazed, and I'm going to draw you a picture and tell you a story. And if you happen to like it, go ahead and like the video and subscribe if you so choose. Anyway, just kick it with me for about 8 to 12 minutes, give or take a few, and yeah, let's get this going. Okay, so we are going to go back into reality 111, and this story is going to be about a pretty foul creature named Unbesh. So why is he foul? Well, he stinks. He smells terrible, just completely awful. He's a wretched, horrible smelling creature. So here's his backstory. So a long time ago, like tens of thousands of years ago, a meteorite fell from the sky and created this massive crater, a giant chasm. Then, over time, this giant chasm became home to a clan of beings called Un. That's U-N-E. Let's say a few thousand years, after the meteor, the clan of Un arrived. Okay, so the clan staked its claim and made it into a huge kingdom, and they became a monarchy. So, flash forward to about 59 years ago, and Unbesh was born. So, what makes the clan of Un unique is that at birth, they are all fully grown. They're all born fully grown. Unbesh, no exception, except for he was born with striking good looks, strength, height, the whole package. Well, they're all pretty tall, but he's like 6 feet taller than the rest, standing at 16 feet tall. So he was the only person born to the royal family with these types of features, like the first one in the clan to show any type of evolution. Now, he's the youngest, and he has 12 brothers and sisters, which are all much, much older than he is. But since he was born, with all that, those good qualities, he was given all the attention. Basically, the king and queen put him on a pedestal and gave him whatever he wanted. This type of treatment made him really spoiled, conceited, pompous, greedy, arrogant, all that stuff. He basically couldn't do anything wrong because of his, evolutionary state, and his parents gave him all the praise. So he would basically get away with anything. He would torment his brothers and sisters and also treat the servants and the people of the kingdom like pure shite, like filth beneath his heel. And everyone had to accept it, or they would catch the brutal wrath of the queen. Man, she's let's just say that she's a piece of work. She, just brutal. Like one time, Unbesh was messing with his older brother, Unqual, and Unqual had enough and punched him like square in the chest. When the queen found out, she hung Unqual upside down by his toes for 30 days and let Unbesh whip him for 25 minutes each day. The scars are a constant reminder not to test the queen when it comes to Unbesh. So for 11 years, Unbesh was able to be a complete arsehole, and his families and servants and commoners alike just had to deal with it. While the king and queen did nothing to curb that type of behavior, so it just got worse and worse and continued to run rampant. Okay, so now one day Unbesh and a few servants and a couple of his siblings went out of their castle to shop in the market. While they're shopping, Unbesh walks right into these people, a couple of unfamiliars, and knocks them straight to the ground. And, well, unfamiliars are basically just people that don't live in the kingdom. They're visitors from outside the castle. Now, without saying a word, like a complete prick that he is, he just steps all over these folks, walks all over them like a rug, right? So Unbesh's sister, Onogli, the kinder sibling, saw what happened and felt pretty sorry for the couple and decided to help them up. She sent her servants ahead with her brother and then helped the unfamiliar couple back up to their feet. And so with that act of complete kindness, the couple gave her a gift. A small bone about the size of a pinky finger. A gift of, that would prove to be some poetic justice later on. The unfamiliar couple told her that it was magic and that it would grant her any one wish. They thanked her and left. but told her to keep it close since it could only be used once. So she put it in her robe pocket and went to catch up with everyone else. Okay, so later on that evening, Umbesh was having his bath. And this dude loved taking baths, sometimes taking up to 5 baths a day. Well, this evening he was taking his bath being scrubbed clean by his 4 personal bathers, with 3 royal guards standing by the door. Unonogli had passed by the bathing chamber. So Umbesh told one of the guards to call her into the bathing chamber. He started questioning her about what happened in the market earlier and, stuff about the unfamiliars. And, he was annoyed and upset because she even helped him. She basically said, why does it matter? And stuff about how his actions and attitude bring shame to the family. So he started calling her ugly, stupid, filthy, and how she needed a bath more than he did after lowering herself and touching commoners. That sort of thing. Well, Onogli got pretty upset. In fact, she got pretty pissed because of the years of abuse and that he basically just caused towards her and the rest of the siblings, and she screamed at him about how horrible he is and how much not only her but how everyone hated him. Yeah, he got told off. So basically, she was pretty mad. So she started reaching for anything to throw. The anger was just that much. So she reached into her robe pocket and grabbed that bony thing, and that the unfamiliar couple gave her, and squeezed it. In fact, she squeezed it so hard that her palm bled, but she didn't really care. She just pulled it out of her pocket, blood dripping from her hand, and said something like she wished he knew the type of fear he caused, and felt just how much everyone hated him. Then she threw it across the room, and it fell into the bathing pool with a plop. At which point, she stormed out past the guards, stomping down the corridor. All Umbesh could do was look on, kind of shocked, since that was pretty much out of her character, since she was the nicer one, and was like, oh damn. So, the object that she threw in the pool sank to the bottom, dissolved, and activated, right? A few moments later, the whole castle heard Umbesh scream, and it sounded something pretty awful, and startled all of his bathers, and then he just basically rushes out of the pool as fast as he could. When the guards came in and saw him rushing to the corner and curling into a ball, dripping wet, shaking, with tears flowing down his face, they didn't know what to think. So they immediately just started rushing towards his side, but then Umbesh suddenly darted out of the bathing hall and down the corridor at full speed. When he got halfway, he suddenly stopped and began to calm down, taking deep breaths and staring at the floor. The king and queen, as well as his siblings, rushed to him like, what happened? He looked up, and the fear left his eyes. He said he didn't know what happened. Then his parents looked all puzzled and suggested maybe he should get some rest, and ordered the guard to take him to his chambers. So the next morning, the queen came into his chambers asking if he felt all right. He said yeah, but he was just unsure about what happened. So she decided to walk him back into the bathing hall, since she was sure that, he'd feel better after having a bath. Well, as they approached the bathing hall, crossing the threshold and past the guards, Umbesh just stopped, staring at the pool, and a cold sweat started pouring down his back and his face and his arms, and he started shaking. The queen knew something was wrong, so she tried to lead him into the bath. But Umbesh wasn't having it. He let out another scream, shaking his head, jerked his arm from her grasp, and just pushed her away, and then darted out the hall again at full speed and halfway down the corridor. The queen followed and asked him, what the hell is wrong? He looked at her with his eyes all glazed over, filled with fear. He basically told her that he couldn't, he wouldn't go back in there. He then ran back into his chambers. So the queen questioned the guards, but they couldn't explain it. They just mentioned the conversation between him and Unonogli, and after she left, moments later, his episode started. When the queen questioned Unonogli about the conversation she had with Umbesh before his mental collapse, she told the queen they just had a disagreement before she left, and didn't know why or what caused Umbesh to behave like that. Of course, she was purposely hiding the fact that she threw that object she got in the market at Umbesh and about the wish she made, all to save herself from her mother's furious action. Besides, how was she supposed to know that it would actually work? So she hid the truth and never spoke of it again. As time progressed, her wish turned into Umbesh's curse, and for years he wouldn't go near a pool or a tub or water to bathe. The same fear poured over him when he was even in the presence of a shower stall. He wouldn't dare go out inside the rainwater either. So days turned into months, months turned into years, and for more than 40 years, Umbesh felt the fear of something that he used to enjoy. Now he's just a smelling of sulfur, sweat, with hints of decaying, rotten, spoiled animal meat. And he's just avoiding everything. He's just avoided by everything. Everyone in the kingdom, in fact. The king and queen finally were unable to stand the stench of their once favored pride and joy of a son, then ousted him. Basically kicked him out of the kingdom of Un. And now he just roams the deserts of the dry lands where rainfall just almost never happens, and there he remains. Well, hey, that's the video, you guys, and I really hope you enjoyed it. If not, don't trip. Just, come back and kick it with me again for the next one. Maybe you'll find something that you do like. Also, if you want to drop a comment and tell me what you think, then please feel free to do so. I'll definitely enjoy the read and responding to you. So yeah, for those of you listening, hope you enjoyed the story, and for those of you watching, hope you enjoyed the art. And if you did happen to enjoy it, then feel free to like it with that thumbs up, and or subscribe if you so choose. And I will see you next time.